Allmighty push.
Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. This is Blunt Talk. I am your host, Allmighty. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you're having a great day. We got three topics for you. Of course, right now we got Cenat, we got Blueface, we got Druski. These three individuals are trending, and we're gonna talk about them. Let's get it right into the show. All right. First off, Cenat recently just came off his hiatus, right, from streaming, and everybody's talking about it. It's trending. Bruh was talking about, basically, he says it because he put out a video named "I Quit," right, and a lot of people think he's saying "I quit streaming." I didn't get that from the video. What I got from it is he's trying to, like he said in this, previously, how he was talking about he wants to create more things. I think now he's just not trying to be only known as a streamer. Now he wants to be a designer, and he is fully investing himself into it, right? And just like me, how I, create content, stream, uh, filmmaking, music, right? What I mean? There's the arts, designing as well as part of the thing, but right now I'm focusing on the three, what I mean, media company stuff as well. So it's like, if you see he's saying he doesn't want to be boxed, and boxed in, known as only one thing. And I think a lot of creatives feel that way. A lot of creatives want to do multiple things. I think the idea of a creative is to create. I mean, you're not trapped in by one thing. You know what I'm saying? Some individuals prefer one thing and other than the other. What I mean? As they say, what, jack of all trades, master of none. So people are like, oh man, what I mean? But if you follow the saying on, I think it says, sometimes what he be better than, but he's better than the master of none or something. That's something. There's a way the saying goes. I forgot how to go. But long story short, it's good to do what your heart tells you. You know what I'm saying, and not listening to people and not let critics get to you. All that good stuff. If you're a creative, create. What I mean, create. And he's doing just that. He's creating. He's doing exactly what he feels he got to do. I don't think he is quitting streaming. I mean, not just I don't think. I'm pretty sure he's not. Right now, he got a channel out, the Kai's Mind channel. I think it's at Kai Mind 3. What I mean? But Kai's Mind, where he basically documenting all this stuff. It's more like a vlog or talking piece. What I mean? He's showing everything that's going on. So if you want to see what's going on, go check that one out. But yeah, I think this move right here that he's making is, just the next step. I don't think he's quitting. I'm very sure he's not quitting streaming. I think he will probably stream here and there, probably stream about this thing he's doing right now. But what he's trying to, I think the idea of what he was trying to say, he quits people's expectations. What I'm saying, and that's a huge part of streaming. Streaming is about, the audience first, right? The chat and all that good stuff. You know what I mean? And he's saying, hey, for me, I'm done with all that, right? Hey, I've given you all that time. Now this is me, what I mean? And nobody can, what I mean? Nobody can hate that, what I mean? But I definitely don't think he's quitting streaming. I don't know. Everywhere I'm seeing people talking about, oh, he's quitting streaming. Kai says he quit streaming. That's not what I got from that at all. And of course, there's some other things there. He talked about, of course, the mental health aspect of things, right? You know, which comes from people's expectation, and if you know my brand, you know very well that the Almighty brand is all about you being yourself, being true to yourself. As long as you're not hurting nobody, as long as you're not hurting yourself, be true to who you are. What I'm saying? Don't listen to me, don't listen to nobody, just be true to yourself. What I mean? Because at the end of the day, you came into this world on your own and you're going to leave on your own. No matter who it is, it's not going to follow you. And legacy and all that stuff dies out after a few generations. So ultimately, life is about your current experience. What I'm saying? That experience you're having, that's really what life is. What I'm saying? Big scheme, or what they say, grand scheme of things, little scheme of things, major and macro screen. Your life is just, this is what you know. This is all we know. You don't know what happens after the, all that. This is what we know. So you have to live what you know, and you don't want to live it on other people's account. You want to live it on your account. What I'm saying? Live your life, be true to who you are. And honestly, Kai's being true to who he is, and I support it all the way. What I mean? And he's going hands in, putting hands down, learning all the craft and all that good stuff. And of course, if you want to be a master, first you must be a servant. You know what I mean? And a lot of people want to skip to just going straight to being a master without being a servant. And that's why longevity is never, usually on those people's side. You know what I mean? They lose, you know what I mean? But when you go from the ground, from, all the way up, you get to, see what it is. Because you think about it, some individuals, if you were born with money, their chances are that, what I mean, if you left on your own, you wouldn't know how to manage it, depending on, what stage of life you were left on your own, right? But if you were taught, you came from the ground, you struggled to get that bread, you know what I mean? That's how I tell you go, you know what I mean, know how to, you know what I mean? And as they say, it's better to, like, how people talk about being viral as opposed to like working hard at it. So, they say like if you go viral, it's less, you don't know how to repeat that thing because you just went viral. It's random, as opposed to when you gradually grow, your followers or your subscription or whatever it is, you know what I mean? Whether it be a business, whatever it is, right? So I think, just his approach to hands on. It's a humility aspect to it. I think this whole movement for him is I support it. You know what I mean? Kai's a great. I think so far from what I've seen, I don't know him personally. From what I've seen, he seems like a humble guy, and I know I love guys like that. I would love definitely to, what I'm saying, connect with Doug. You know what I mean? Whenever that happens, that happens. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, like I support what he's going on, man. Like do your thing. Like be true to yourself. Create. If you're creative, what I'm saying. My brand supports creatives head on, like head on, super super head on. If you don't know, I just started a new podcast called I Am Art. Where I'm gonna be interviewing creatives. I'm going to be reviewing my creative arts and all that good stuff. So you can check that out on the Allmighty, actually on this channel. And it's going to be on multiple channels, Allmighty Vibes and Nucci and all that. But yeah, so yeah, man, shout out to Kai, you know what I mean? For real, you know what I mean? And of course, as I was talking about checking out my my creativity, you can check out my latest film I just put out. It's like a teaser. It's like 20 seconds, 30 seconds there about, I mean, my first take from going from comedy sketches into full on creativity, or like, basically similar Kai approach. It's crazy that we doing it, what they say, synchronicity in the universe. I've always been doing multiple things, but now I'm trying to even take a larger, approach to things. And this right here is one of those, you know what I'm saying? So check it out. It's going to be on the Allmighty Vibes production or Allmighty Studios YouTube channel. You can watch that. Let me know what you think about it and all that good stuff. It's a little, it's a different thing from comedy and all that, right? And also, if you follow the media stuff, it's different from media as well. So let's see, because your boy is talented. This is a fact. Your boy is talented. You know what I mean? So check it out. Let me know what you think about it. But yeah, appreciate you. All right, let's get to the next topic on the table, right? And it is this Druski topic, man. So Druski has been trending because apparently people think he's going against the church or whatever it is, that he's blaspheming, he's calling God, whatever. So he's been trending, you know what I'm saying? And we've seen videos and stuff, and everybody, people comments, all that good stuff. For me personally, the video he did, I don't see anything wrong in the video. Like I think it was spot on to some degree. Not everywhere, but of course this is comedy, right? I think he was spot on comedically, right? You know what I'm saying? And of course, reality wise, for some, not for every, you know what I mean? And not for, I don't even know if I would say most, but a good population, a good percentage, and people believe that this is how it is. You know what I mean? And respectfully, you know what I mean? Shout out to Druski, you know what I'm saying? And shout out to all the Christians and the church goers out there. You know what I mean? Me, I ain't got no, believe what you believe, do your thing. I don't see anything wrong in what he, you know what I mean? The video I seen was an AI. I believe it's AI because I checked the channel or that page out, and it was posting a lot of videos similar to that, like kind of. So I think it's like a AI thing. But of course, people's outrage is gonna be people's outrage. Of course, Christians. One thing about Christians that I find interesting, you know what I'm saying, is the judgmentality or the over, because my thing is, bro, like I always think Christians Christ-like what would Jesus do? I always think that's the whole idea is how would Jesus operate? How would he react to all these things? Do you think he's going to be, oh, da, da, or would he laugh and be like, oh, that's funny, that's funny? You know what I mean? And that's the idea. Like, I mean, I get it. You're not, you ain't got to have the same exact personality of Jesus, but understand what you're trying to be. You're trying to be like Christ. Like the whole idea is, you know what I mean? So it's like, what would Christ do? You know what I mean? And I think the judgmentality and all that good stuff is directly the opposite. So this is why a lot of people are not, church going. And of course, all this stuff he did is, you know what I mean? But for some part, for the most part, but it's by the judgmentality, you know what I'm saying? And you think about, I won't say religions, but you think about practices like Buddhism, you know what I'm saying, that's been going on, and a lot of people, you know what I'm saying, still mess with it, you know what I'm saying? And you don't think of, like, not saying it doesn't have bad stuff about it, everything has something bad to, you can say about it, but you think about that and you just, how much, you think of, these other, that's not so popular or so big religions or big practices, and you just like, yo, everybody got something bad to say about it, but to the rate or to the, and you look at the people that practice it, and you look at the people, it's all about, they say it's about what, show me your works, or that's something, show me something, and basically it's about how your works prove, you know what I'm saying? And you see the people that practice one religion, you see the people that practice other, you like, yo, like, why is the religion that's supposed to be all about love about so much judgmentality? But then they say there's two sides. Like, I also say there's two sides to everything. You know what I'm saying? When you think you're practicing love, just also accept that you're also practicing hate. You know what I mean? It's kind of like, and this is for all things. You know what I'm saying? It's just, there's always balance in the world. I think there's balance. Like, it's just, it's necessary. You know what I mean? Either you practicing or somebody else is practicing, you know what I'm saying, in that same organization, because of course there's always a Judas in every organization, in every religion, every, people that say one thing and act a different way, you know what I mean? And that's kind of the whole thing, you know what I mean? I don't think, this whole Druski thing is that, I don't think it should have been, I don't even understand why people are even outraged by the thing, or, I of course, Christians will, I expect them, I don't know, why would Christians even be outraged? Because it seems so on the nose. Like, even Christians, a lot of Christians complain about, I don't know, bro, because it seems pointless of an outrage to me, because it's like, bro, this is something that's very, you know what I mean? Because, you know what I mean? What they say, Christ walked around with sandals and shit, right? Like, you know what I mean? Like, he had tax collectors. I mean, forget all the scripture and all that stuff. Let's just look at the actual person's life, based on the, the records we have of the guy. You know what I'm saying? He walked around with sandals and all that. He met a tax collector, which is a rich guy, and they told the guy to follow him, but he got to dump his riches and all that. You know what I mean? So, not saying everybody got to, you know what I mean? But the idea, so like some people say, like, bro, how can you be so rich? Yet people in your church ain't got that level. The idea is, if you got it like that, you have to be, for a man to be a king, he first has to be a slave. You know what I'm saying? For you to be a leader, you first have to be a follower. You know what I'm saying? And you have to also, I mean, not just first, you have to state at that point. Like, a king is the slave to his people, right? You know what I'm saying? Without the people, there's no king, right? You know what I mean? And the idea also, as a leader, or as a pastor, or as a shepherd, that got sheep, you want to make sure your sheep is fat, and that tells people about your flock, right? And if you driving the most expensive or looking all that, everybody in that church better be looking like that. I don't got a problem with you flexing, whether you work, you're working from church, or the church is paying you, or you working from outside of church, whatever. I don't care about all that shit. My whole thing is, however way you do, as a shepherd, as a father to people, you should not have more than they do, period. That's all. And you know what I'm saying? Like, that's my whole thing. Even as, it's just general, if I care about you, I want you to be on my level. You know what I'm saying? That's all I'm saying. So if I look at, any congregation or whatever it is, and I'm looking at the least person there, and they don't look, you know what I mean? And I'm looking at the past, bro, it's over with. That means, first of all, they're not teaching the right things, or the people are not practicing the right things. And if they're not practicing the right things, what am I going to be doing there? You know what I'm saying? If they're not teaching the right things, what am I doing there? But church is just, because you can practice religion on your own. You can practice Christianity on your own, and you don't need church. You can do fellowships. 2-3 people get together, right? God is there, right? That's church, right? You don't need to be like real shit. Like, just completely all the other shit that people are talking about, for me, is absolute bullshit. Hands down facts. The actual building of the church is the building itself is trash. It means nothing to nobody. What matters is the people. God is not in the church. God is in the people, right? The Holy Spirit don't rest in the church. You don't go to. It's like, how in movies they do like, oh, you go to the church, if a spirit to possess you or vampire. That shit is not real. Because why I say so? Even in the Bible, it talks about no graven image. Shit. God talking about nothing should represent me. No graven image. The only thing that should represent God is you, right? God in you. So all the other shit y'all niggas is doing, to me personally, this is my personal belief, right? This is blunt talk, right? I talk honestly. All that shit is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So this is just my personal belief. So if two people can't get together, or a group of people can't just get together wherever and do communion and as in church, talk about God, and that's not enough for you. You need a whole structure and all this and all that, and you need to spend all this and all the off. To me, bro, that's your interpretation of Christianity, and practice is how you want, but just don't expect me and other people that think logically or think some way, you know what I mean, and don't judge us for it neither, because we came in this world on our own. We're gonna go on our own. Let us answer to our own God. You know what I'm saying? But just, you know what I'm saying. So all this is just for me. That's what I'm saying. I don't understand the beef from this little sketch right here. It doesn't. You know what I mean? Some people represented with different pastors and all that. Hey, that's their business. That ain't got shit to do with me. My whole thing is quite simple, bro. Like, you know what I mean? Hey, life is life. Leave it. All that good shit. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man. Yeah, man. Look, by the way, man, as I said, dog. This life is short, dog. Don't waste it doing bullshit. If you do not waste it doing bullshit. And while you're not wasting life, go ahead, check out my most recent film. You know what I mean? It's a short film, more like a teaser. You know what I'm saying? My first true attempt at cinematic production. You know what I'm saying? Produced by my company. You know what I'm saying? It's on the Allmighty Vibes Productions YouTube channel, Allmighty Studios YouTube channel. You can go check it out and let me know what you think in the comment section, of course. You know what I'm sharing. Your boy got talent. You know what I mean? He's trying to, you know what I mean? So, we go check it out. You know what I mean? Support your boy. You feel me? Yeah. All right. Let's get to the next topic, man. Yo, Blueface done broke up with old girl, man, that they say look like King, man. King brother, what's it called? T.I. sir. You know what I'm saying? Blueface done broke up with his 101 Dalmatians, man. His golden retriever, man. You know what I'm saying? He said she was too impatient. She had to wait her own turn, all that good stuff. She lashes out and all that good stuff. Man, we knew this was happening. Is anybody surprised? Am I surprised? No. Once I literally saw this, I smirked. I smirked at first, and then I just laughed. And then I looked through you know what I mean? And I was just like, okay. Because it's expected. I think even academics said something about it one time. Like, he was like, bro, just watch out. This is before next year. Or I think he gave it 3 months or some shit like that. You know what I'm saying? It was going to be over with. When they were going back and forth with King, T.I. son. Is he King or whichever that nigga? You know who I'm talking about. But yeah, so this situation for me, bro. Like it's. I mean, we knew. Bro. You know what I mean? I come on, man. Hey, yo, bro. They said if it walks like a duck, quacks like a duck, whatever it's a duck, right? Yeah, all that stuff they say about a duck, right? But I don't even think it's all that. You know what I'm saying? I think even at that, you might want to, still make sure. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Check your, just to be sure. You know what I'm saying? If you're thinking, ask you, you a duck? Still ask. You know what I mean? Just to be sure. Just to make sure, not so you don't make any assumptions. Was it stereotypes, all that good stuff. But hey, to me, he gave it a shot. You know what I'm saying? And she also gave it a shot, and it didn't work out. But what about the tattoo and all that stuff, though? Well, what's up with that? You know what I'm saying? Because as you know, Blueface, the way he dates these ladies, you know what I'm saying? He dates them like a PIMP. If I'm talking about, he makes sure he leaves a mark, you know what I'm saying? Like a brand, you know what I'm saying? So nobody else, you know what I'm saying? So anywhere the person goes, they know this is, you feel me? Krishan thing was with the, you know what I mean? The tats, all that, you know what I mean? This one, what's the name? That wasn't spelled right or something that was, you know what I mean? So how we, you know what I mean? How she, I mean, I guess she gonna laser. See that, you know, or she gonna say, hey, it ain't spelled right. So she, yeah. So this is the thing, right? If you've heard me a lot on my brand, I've talked a lot about how nothing in this world is permanent. The only the very first rule of reality is change is the only constant. Everything will always change. Everything, even your life, is not permanent. Nothing is permanent. Nothing. That's why I told you legacies are not permanent. I say even look at this. Everything we talk about, bro. People, even it might take 100 years, 100,000 years, even 1,000,000 years. Eventually, you will be forgotten. Everything is that's, you know what I mean. Same thing when it comes to relationships, love, all that good stuff, bro. There's no guarantee. You know what I'm saying? There's just truth about it. I'm just being honest. This life is not. This life is. Let's be real. If you want to play it safe, you can, of course. You know what I'm saying? Follow what other people, people that look like you have done, or people that have similar and follow. Play it safe. You know what I'm saying? If you want to, cool. You can just do that. Live a quiet, or if you do that, you can live like that. But if you want something extraordinary, you wanna start something new, you wanna create something, you wanna be the, you know what I'm saying, you wanna be great enough where your name will last at least a few generations. You gotta take that risk. You gotta step out, and that's even with love and relationships. All that you want a chance at that person that might be the person for the rest of your life. You have to take that chance, and bruh's taking the chance every day. That's the way I see it. This is the positive spin. God a positive vibe. Your boys got a positive vibe, man. Almighty, you know what I'm saying? So I'm always put a positive spin to it. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, that's the obvious spin. We know the obvious spin. You know what I'm saying? He bullshit. They both bullshit. They all bullshit. That's the obvious spin. But the positive spin is that, the mindset could be, because when we say they bullshit, that's our perspective of things. You know what I'm saying? That's from our judgment. They could be like, hey, nothing's guaranteed anyway. I don't know. Maybe this might be the person. And that's true. You might not accept it. It might not be the most popular. It might not be what we call the wisest, right? But it is also reality. And my brand is, what we do here is pull multiple perspectives, multiple narratives, multiple ideas. You know what I'm saying? Life is not just how you see it or how 100 people see it. I say this. I've always said this, right? Same thing. I think, like, the way I see, I tell you, life is perspective, but it's like beauty, right? I say beauty is like, if there's 100 people in the room and 99 people think this one person looks beautiful, and one person does not think that person looks beautiful, realistically, that person does not look beautiful. Like, if it's not 100, then it's not. Why I say that is because if we really going by, I guess you could say, consensus, everybody would say, okay, that one person is over with. But if somebody can stand, and it's like, think about it like this. It's like standing, sitting, moving, all that good stuff. Sitting down is sitting down regardless. It's concrete, right? I say beauty is what they say, subjective, or all that good stuff, right? Because even if, as I say, all that 99 people, that one person doesn't find a beauty, to that one person, she's not. And it's just a fact. It might be a population thing, or what's called a popularity thing, right? And we can say by popularity case, cool. But to that one person, in his reality, that person is not. You know what I'm saying? It's not concrete. Right? Sitting down is sitting down everywhere in different languages. To sit down is to sit down. Your eye is your eye in different languages. Your eye is your eye. Air is air in different. These are concrete things. These are things that don't change regardless of what it is. You know what I'm saying? Gravity, shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Beauty, you know what I'm saying? Perspective. These are perspective, cultural differences. These are the things that you can learn, right? I'm gonna say, not say you can learn, changeable things. You get what I'm talking about. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know if I'm articulating the thing properly, you know what I'm saying? But you get what I'm saying, though. You know what I'm saying? And that's really how I think about life. You know what I'm saying? Even if you in a city where everybody thinks a certain way. I can use myself for example. You know what I'm saying? Growing up in Nigeria and all that good stuff, right? You know what I mean? In my little, you know what I'm saying? In my state, in my village, in my town, well, in my state, in my town, in my village, or in my state, in my city, in my town, in my village. I'm doing all this because, Nigeria, Africa has been going crazy right now. Y'all beginning to learn that Africa is not just, it's not a country, it's a continent. You know what I'm saying? I show speed, DDG, all them niggas going. So, yeah, I'm trying to help you. So in my village, right, I was different. You know what I'm saying? I'm not the only one, but it was noticeable that I was more, you know what I'm saying? Like, we won't say Americanized, but, I was open culturally. I was open-minded, to you know what I mean? You feel me? And that's just me, right? Does that, when I came to America, I could assimilate better. The way I'm even talking right now. If you heard me when I first came, I was, I was talking like this and everything. My accent was strong, you know. But here I am, and most people, Americans, like and other Nigerians see me, they be like, "Bro, how you doing it?" My point to this is, it might not suited that environment. To them, might have been different, but over here, I'm like, hey, they're like, yo, you right, you know what I'm saying? Definitely even below regular, like, you know what I'm saying? So it's just, life is like that. You know what I'm saying? This is their life. So for them, for these niggas right here, they gave it a shot. They might not have been a popular opinion to give it a shot, but they gave it a shot for whatever reason, and it didn't work out. So it didn't work out. You know what I mean? Try again. You know what I'm saying? Try again. That's the game of life. You know what I'm saying? When that thing you try didn't work out, you don't just say, okay, I'm about to off myself. Nah, you close your eyes, you wake up, be like, fuck, that shit sucked, but I gotta try another thing. Cause that's life, nigga. Like, life is not guaranteed. There's nothing is guaranteed. The only thing that's guaranteed is that your ass is just your ass, nigga. That's literally all it's guaranteed, to be realistic. Like, and change is gonna happen. That's all it is. You know what I'm saying? And you might not even be you tomorrow. You might be a different, version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? We can get deeper and deeper, but yeah, this ain't what we're doing. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, you know what I mean? Don't forget, you know what I'm saying? Go check out my most recent film. You know what I'm saying? Short joint, super short, like 20 seconds. You know what I'm saying? About 30 seconds, maybe 35. I don't know. I mean, just check it out. You know what I'm saying? It's my new move. You know what I'm saying? Cinematic joint from, you know what I'm saying, going from the, what's it called, comedy skits to, you know what I'm saying, more filmmaking. You know what I'm saying? Produced by my company. You know what I'm saying? Allmighty Studios. You know what I'm saying? Allmighty Vibes Productions. You know what I'm saying? You can check it out on the Allmighty Vibes Production and Allmighty Studios YouTube channel. You know what I'm saying? And let me know what you think about it. You know what I'm saying? What's your take to it? It's super short. It's super, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I know, fuck with your boy. You know what I'm saying? Let me know that. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, man, it's good little quick stream. You know what I'm saying? Good little quick stream. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's the end of the show, man. Don't forget, of course, wherever you're watching from, don't forget to either follow, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, meaning like, share the stream. Don't forget, of course, you know what I'm saying, support your boy wherever, all the places. You know what I'm saying? Check out my music. Streaming on all platforms. You know my music. You know what I'm saying? It's Allmighty Vibes. You know what I'm saying? Check it out. Support your boy, because I promise you, man, I'm the next one up, dog. I'm one of the next ones up. You know what I'm saying? I'm telling you, bro. So just make sure you're right there, being a part of it, because I'm telling you, you think it's a joke. Just watch out. You about to see it. Peace and blessings. I'm out.